How's it going, kids? Thanks for coming back to another episode of Damien Ruins Horror Movies. My name is Damien, and as always, this episode is brought to you by Cool Dude Inc. So click the link in the notes and go make yourself look good. At the end of this episode, we will be going over survival tips and giving out the Badass Award. But first, let's cue up the Whiskey Bats, who you can listen to on Spotify and iTunes. Plus, there's a link below for their YouTube channel. Tonight's episode is Better Watch Out from 2016. That's right, we are kicking off the Christmas season, and you can watch this on Tubi. It's directed by Chris Peckover, and this movie is nothing like what I was expecting. And I didn't really know much going in anyway, but I didn't see this coming. Starts off, Act 1. Luke and Garrett are in Luke's bedroom playing video games. His parents are played by Virginia Madsen and Putty from Seinfeld, and they're going out for the evening, so they got babysitter Ashley coming in, who's 5 years older than Luke and going off to college soon. And Luke has a big crush on her, so it's now or never. But even if she liked him, I mean, what? So what? What, now she's not going to go to college because she likes a 12-year-old? She's going to put her life on hold? Not even on hold. What do you do? Oh, I was going to go to college, but you'll be going to college in 5 years too, so I'll just wait till I'm 22 because you have a little crush. And she already has a boyfriend named Ricky, who she's actually putting off tonight so that she can babysit Luke. But also, she's been babysitting Luke for a long time, so she wants to, this is kind of like her goodbye. This is her like final job. And so far as the movie starts, it kind of has that vibe of The Babysitter that's on Netflix, only less satanic. I mean, Luke seems like one of the kids off American Housewife, and Ashley's just kind of this sweet girl. She doesn't seem like she has a satanic side or anything like under the surface at all. And Luke tries to show off once his parents are gone, and he starts drinking champagne right out of the bottle. And Ashley's like, "What are you doing? You think getting drunk's gonna impress me?" Like, she's already on to what he's doing, so she goes to dump it out. Then he catches her drinking it, and he's like, Suddenly he's like Michael Anthony Hall in 16 Candles.
This is getting good.
They sit on the couch and watch a scary movie, which his intention is he's going to try and get her scared so that she'll cuddle up with him, that old cliche. Like, everything so far is a cliche, you know, the babysitter, the kid with the crush on the babysitter, the scary movie that they cuddle up to. And then he confronts her about Ricky. He's like, "What's up with Ricky? Why are you going out with that guy? That guy's a loser." And he's like, "Just like that other guy you went out with, Jeremy, before that. That guy's a loser too. He's really judgy about her boyfriends." Which, I don't know if he's right or not, because I know that he's jealous. One thing they have going for them that Luke doesn't have going is that they're her age and twice his size. A pizza shows up. They didn't order it though, so Luke assumes his dad ordered it. And they go back to the couch and watch the movie and eat pizza. And Luke's like trying to put the moves on her. Like 12-year-old moves, like putting his head on her shoulder. He didn't even do like the Greg Brady yawn where he's like, because he's like too short or something. And so he's like, since he has a big crush on her, he like interprets all of her signs completely wrong, all in his favor. She thinks she's just taking care of a kid. He's like the dude at the club that thinks a stripper actually likes him. Soon they start getting prank calls on the landline, and all the doors, there's like doors in the house that are randomly open, and they hear like banging sounds on like the front door and the walls. And when they finally open it, it's Garrett. Which, where's Garrett been? Because Garrett started out playing video games upstairs in the bedroom with Luke. Then he disappears. Now he's back and there's weird sounds going on. But there's still noises going on. And the movie never really explains, because then you hear a window break and it couldn't have been Garrett. I don't think. I'm pretty sure it broke after Garrett was already there. But they go upstairs and they look, and there's a brick. And they pick it up, and written on the brick it says, "You leave, you die." And when Ashley looks outside, she sees that somebody put a knife in her tire. Now Luke has his father's pistol, and he and Ashley are hiding in the closet. Garrett like inexplicably disappears. And it's like, okay, he was with us. There was 3 of us. Now there's 2 of us. Then there's 3 of us. Now there's 2 of us. And she looks and she recognizes the mask that the person, because now they see the person in the house. And he's got like a rifle, an assault rifle, and a mask that she recognizes. She's like, "Wait, that's your mask." She's like, she opens the closet door. She's like, "Dude, Garrett, is that you? That better not be fucking you. And she's like, what is going on? And Luke's like, we're just playing a little prank on you. And she's like, what the fuck? And she just goes off on him.
What delusional infant thinks that staging a break-in is going to get you to second base? You're a selfish brat with no consideration. You need therapy. Lots of it.
She goes to call his parents, and at this moment, Luke is triggered. His heart is broken, so he slaps her, and she falls down the stairs to the bottom and doesn't move. And now, at this point, the film just goes into, like, second gear. Act 2. Ashley's tied to a chair, and is like, what the fuck are we watching now? Luke is still drinking the champagne, and he's tracking his parents through a cell phone, which I'm not sure whose phone it is, because, like, he's already said that he didn't have one, but now he does have one. But he can see that they're 12 miles away. This has quickly escalated from a prank that got way out of hand to kidnapping and sexual assault at gunpoint. Luke is not in love with her like he says. You don't push somebody down the stairs if you love them. His prepubescent hormones are all out of whack, making him think that since he wants to fuck her and brag about it to all his friends, that means he's in love with her. That's not love, son. New plan. He's going to frame her for breaking into his parents' liquor cabinet, make her drink a certain concoction that he's made, and in the morning she won't remember a thing. But just then Ricky shows up, and Luke and Garrett take him hostage. Luke hits him in the head with a baseball bat a couple times. Luke is not fucking around. Luke is snapped. And kid playing Luke, I don't remember his real name, but he's actually a pretty good actor. He's kind of annoying because, like, his voice cracks and everything, but he's 12. His voice is supposed to crack. So it's like, I don't think those are real voice cracks. I think that was part of the act. He does a good job, but he does one of those, he's like so good at it that it makes you hate him more. Because you're like, I fucking hate this kid. He's a little prick. And next, Luke invites her ex, Jeremy, over. He tells Jeremy that he needs to come over so that she can talk to him, because she doesn't want to talk to him on the phone. It's got to be in person. Then he home alones Ricky and breaks a brick over Ashley's head when she tries to escape. When Jeremy finally shows up, Luke greets him outside by the swing set, and he wants him to write her a note. He's like, well, you need to write her a letter. She's not ready to talk to you yet. And when your letter seems good enough, like an apology, then she'll see you when she knows, like, where you're coming from, that you're sincere. Meanwhile, inside, Ashley's tied up again, this time in Christmas lights, and she starts trying to convince him to help her escape. Oh, and fun fact, Ashley and Garrett are the two kids from The Visit, that M. Night Shyamalan movie. They're the two main kids in that movie. Meanwhile, outside, Luke is outside killing Jeremy. He's hanging him with the rope. He's got it like, he got the noose around his neck over a tree branch attached to like a snowplow, and it starts driving, and he's dead. Then he comes inside. He's like, what's going on in here? And he shoots Garrett.
Why did you make me do it? Why did you make me do it?
He always blames other people. Every time he does something bad or kills somebody or hurts somebody, does anything, he always blames it on that person or somebody else. And he just doesn't take ownership for anything. He's just like, well, look what you made me do. And then he kills Garrett, his best friend. He just kills him. He shoots him again and kills him. And now Ashley, like, fully grasps the depth of shit she is now in. And he lays close to her, puts his head on his shoulder like he did when they were watching the movie. And he starts telling her about how when he was little, his mom would hold his hand until he went to sleep. And it helped him sleep a lot. But then one day, she just stopped doing it. And that's when all his sleeping problems, they address his sleeping problem, like he sleepwalks. They addressed that earlier in the movie. And he blames it on the abandonment of his mom leaving. He never knew why she stopped. And Ashley's like, I know why. He's like, really? Why? And then she just closes her eyes and goes silent on him, which drives him crazy. He's like, why? Why? Tell me. Why? Why? And she just ignores him, and he can't handle it. And I think it's all gearing up, because first it's his mom, like, you know, she used to hold his hand, and then she just stopped. And now Ashley was always his babysitter, you know, his girlfriend in his little mind. But then she'd get boyfriends, so he slowly lost her. But now he's going to lose her for good because she's going to college. But he's already fucked it up to the point where she's not going to want to visit him if she does come back, because he's been a little psycho asshole this whole time. And now she's ignoring him, so she's already gone. So he takes a knife and he stabs her in the neck. And And now everybody's dead except for Luke. And he checks the phone. Mom and Dad are on their way home. So he hides in bed pretending to go to sleep. And he can hear the parents come in. And then he hears his mom scream. But he just keeps pretending like he's asleep. He had nothing to do with it. He had no idea what was going on beyond his bedroom door. This whole evening, he's been asleep like a good little boy. And Mom goes up, relieved to see that Luke is in one piece and he's fine. And she puts her arms around him. And the parents call the cops. And the cops show up and they're trying to figure out what went on. And from downstairs, Luke hears a voice say, "Hey, we got a survivor." And he's like, because all it takes is one person to be alive to tell the story. And he peeks outside his window and he sees Ashley is being wheeled into an ambulance. She's alive. And she gives him the finger. The end. Yeah, so this film was totally not what I was expecting. I was pleasantly surprised. I wish it came on when I was sleeping this morning. I wish I wasn't ready to get up, so I was like kind of listening to it. So that kind of ruined it for me. I wish I would have been wide awake watching the build-up happen, because I was not expecting, that's not what I thought this movie was about at all. I've seen the cover of this movie a million times. I thought it was supposed to be like kind of a feel-good horror. I thought it'd be like kind of a cheesy, like, we're going after Santa, because it is a Christmas movie. But, whoa, I was totally wrong. I liked it. I recommend watching it if you haven't already. If you watched this, though, and you haven't seen it, sorry. The Badass Award goes to Ashley. Basically for surviving. However, she was constantly trying to escape while also trying to help the other victims. What did we learn?
Survival tales.
Don't go upstairs. Don't be a babysitter. Lock up your guns. Granted, the gun was only used in one kill, but this little shit couldn't have had control of everybody without it. And that is the end of this episode. If you like this episode, like and subscribe, because I'm kicking off Christmas. It's going to be a to-be Christmas. And I don't know when I'm going to drop videos. So turn on your notification and be pleasantly surprised every so often. And don't forget to like and share with your friends. I will see you guys next time.